Alright, so here's what I'm thinking. This is a 2x10, so it's 9 inches. I went up a ½ inch right here, like this, made a mark. I went over 13 inches, made a mark, went on this side, made a mark, used my level, straight line. Went up 7 inches here, made a mark, and I used the level like so. Then you just line up this mark, boom, there you go. I'm thinking this will be our first one, and I've actually got, with the 2x10, I've got enough room to make another, because we're only going to need 2 of these. So I just went backwards this way, so I went up this way a ½ inch, up this side 7 inches, then we'll take this, measure, straight line, and then all of this is trash. Alright, so we'll just cut this straight, across, and then we'll cut this, and cut that. And yeah, I'll get something set up here, and I'll use the jigsaw so I can show you how that works. Alright, since you're going to be using the jigsaw, here's a little trick to make a straight cut with it. Sometimes it can be kind of a pain in the ass, really. I'm sure you know that. So for that on loose, all you really need is, you could use a board if you don't have a level, that'd be fine. So what I like to do is just kind of snug it, and then take your jigsaw, and you got this guide, butt it up against your board or level or whatever to see where that blade's going to hit. So I'm going to bring this back. Go back. Okay, so now this side is directly on that line. So what I'll do is I'll tighten this up, so we don't want that one to move, and then come over to this side, make sure you check it, because it could be off. Yeah, this is off just a little bit. And I just fucked the whole thing up. Sweet! You fucking asshole. Alright, so that one looks alright. This one's really fucked now. Cool, cool, cool. Okay, so check both sides. Make sure that blade is on your line. Okay, so it's good there. We'll snug up the clamp. Good there, we'll snug up the clamp. So now when you cut, you can just follow along your board or level or whatever you have, and it should make you a nice straight cut. Fucking asshole. Plug it in, dickhead. Fucking kidding me. Fucking blade just broke, you fucking piece of shit. You know, we're actually going to stop right there. So it's going to be easier to make these 2 cuts with this whole thing attached. Just thought about that. It'll be easier to use our clamp to get these straight cuts. So let's swap this fucking clamp around. We'll do the same thing we did with this line, but on these curved lines. Okay, so here's actually a good way too. You got your blade right in the middle. Just measure from this edge directly 1½ inches to the blade. So from this line, I know we want to cut. We want to make this edge, this front edge, sorry you can't see it, we'll make that 1½ inches away. Which kind of crazy is the measurement of our other line here, damn near. So we get this side 1½ inches away, clamp tight. Come down here, 1½ inches away, clamp tight. And now we should be golden. Well, that's not golden at all. There's one. So really, before you just swap over and cut this other one, take the shit apart and make sure it's the same. Because it's more important that these are like exactly the same than whatever lines you made. So let's check it out. All right, so I took that one, sat it on here and traced it. I'm only like 1/8 of an inch away, so it's pretty freaking close. What we're gonna do is just run with this. So we'll set the clamp up again on here, and then cut this one, and then we can finish making this cut. And we'll have our 2 chunks. All right, sanded these up, and I actually have this board. So this is what I'm going to use. This is the perfect size for me. So I just butted up to where our angle starts here, this 1/2 inch. Then what I did is I drew a line, because I'm going to actually cut these, because I don't have another piece like this. But this is 3/4 inch plywood. If you go to Home Depot or Lowe's, they should have like a crafts section, and you can buy like a 2 foot by 2 foot chunk or whatever. But if I wasn't going to cut those, what I would do is measure from here all the way to this end. So I'm at 14 1/4 and 14 1/4. So you just cut that at 14 1/4, and then whatever width you want. See, this is about 17 3/4. Really, I'd go like 18. So you will need a piece of plywood that's, you know, whatever this measurement is. Yours might be a little different, so just measure from this end to right here, and then cut that width, and then go by like 18 inches. I think that's going to be pretty solid. I set this one on the floor and stood on it, and it seemed good. I don't really know what we're shooting for here, but that's the angle of the dangle right there. It's about 25 degrees. So I'll cut these up and then screw this on. All right, now you want to make sure this sucker's super flush. Flush at this back end first. Make sure we're pretty good, and just do this one side at a time. If you don't have a countersink bit, I'd say buy one, because they're pretty sick. I don't think they're very expensive. If not, just use a bigger size drill bit. So we're gonna want these screws inset, since we're putting the grip tape on it. You want them poking out and ripping through the tape. And there's the gist of it. I think I'll put a board across the back, just that'll bridge it up a little bit more, but it feels very sturdy. So I mean, this part is pretty simple. I think what I would do is just show them at 17 and 3/4, 11/16, 17 11/16, and that's 17 and 11/16. Look at that. So yeah, just take this measurement. Boom. So we're at 5 3/8. So 5 3/8 by 17 and 11/16. I'm gonna put us a face board across the back. So let's cut that. So I have this little pallet board. I'm just gonna use that. But if you're at the store, just grab a 2 4 foot, whatever smallest chunk I have of a. Is this a 1x6? Yeah, it's considered a 1x6. You might need to measure yours. Yours might be taller since I cut this. So whatever you get, I'd just get a 1x and call that good. And this isn't incredibly structural. It's just kind of holding everything together. I think what I'll do too is kind of notch out a little bit. Maybe we'll go like right here. That way you can like stick your hand in there and you got something to grab. Because otherwise, I guess you just pick it up to the sides. Yeah, fuck it. No, I'm gonna make a little handle, a grippy handle. Let's cut the chute. There it is all together. Get your little handle spot so you can grab it. I guess that's not a necessity. You could just make that flat and then just grab it by the sides or however, but that would be kind of nice. And I guess now I'll order up some grip tape from Amazon and just slap that on and your little boxy box is done. Let's check it out. Ta-da! Feels pretty good.